MP3?
The MP3 is fine. I'm not worried about the MP3.
Okay.
We're coming in fine through the MP3.
Right, but if we adjust ours, that's going to impact the MP3, right?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Don't do anything yet. We'll figure it out. Okay, are we live? We are live. We got one viewer. Hello, viewer. Hello, viewer. Hey, Dave. Dave, you can hear me. We're both going to talk, and you tell me, I'm trying to fix the sound here. You tell me, am I still low? Chad, say hello.
Hello, hello.
Okay.
Who's louder?
Yeah, which one's louder? I got Jesse making noise in there. Who is louder, Dave? Me or him? Guess what?
Years?
Ears. Who is? Am I loud enough? Because people have been saying I'm too quiet. Am I louder?
Hey, Andrew.
About the same.
About the same. Awesome.
Okay, let's see if I up Chad a little bit. Hold on. Okay. Chad, talk again now.
I'm talking again now.
Okay. Are we better? Are we better? Are we kind of even now? I don't want to be low on the audio, on the video. Even. All right, there you go.
Even. Good.
Good. All right, that's an interesting way. Jesse, you talk real quick.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. How's Jesse? Is Jesse loud? Too loud?
How am I? I can't.
Compared to the rest of us.
Wait, I can't hear anything though. Wait a minute.
According to Andy, I've got a manlier voice.
You do. You got a low voice. Low.
I got called sir today.
Did you really?
On the phone. Yeah, I've never been called sir. Somebody said, "Thank you, sir."
All right, I guess everything's okay if I'm getting a thumbs up here. All right,
Awesome.
Complaining about our video sound is too low. Take note of where your levels are. I'm gonna screenshot this. What do you?
I'm trying to get the chat room, and I'm on the website geocachingpodcast.com/live, and all I get is completed live stream. I got nothing live.
I don't know why.
That's weird. I got no chat room.
You're getting a cached page. That's what you're getting. Sorry, guys. Give us 1 second. We're gonna start the show in 1 second. I'm gonna hit the before I forget.
My levels are this.
We are recording. We are recording. Just take a note of your levels.
Yeah, I took a snapshot.
Okay.
I usually don't mess with it, so keep it the same.
Okay. All right, everybody ready? Jesse, are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for stopping in. Give us a call. Talking FTFs today, 808-468-7924. Give us a good FTF story. Everybody loves a good FTF story. We're going to start the show in about 1 second. FTFs today. Just making sure. I'm hearing me all of a sudden. Why am I hearing me?
Yeah, why am I hearing you echo?
Jesse, hello? We okay?
Hold on.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we had some feedback through Jesse's system.
Yeah. Jesse, are you ready? Okay, here we go, guys. We're started. Here we go, boys.
You want to know how to find it. Seek it out when they hide it. You know it's in the bag when it's an easy grab. But come on, take a chance now. So go, geocache. And if you need help, we're right there in the flash. If you got a question, just call in and ask. Uncover the stash on the Geocaching Podcast. The Geocaching Podcast.
Welcome, everybody. It's Wednesday. It is 8:30, which means that it is once again time for the Geocaching Podcast. I am your host, Scott Burks. We have Short and It's manning the phones, and please welcome my manly co-host, Chaz427.
Howdy, y'all. I know we got some FTF Hound listeners out there, so let's hear your stories.
Yes, tonight is episode 536, recorded live on 11/7/18. That is my stepson's birthday today. The Always Controversial FTF. The phones lines are open, so give us a call, 808-468-7924. That's 808-GOT-SWAG. But first, before we start the show, we got to talk about Patreon, Chad. Patreon. You know, it costs a lot of money to make this show work. We could really use your guys' help all the time. Patreon is a lovely thing where you give us a couple of bucks every month, and we give you a ton more content on either side. We've got videos, we've got audio up there for you guys to enjoy. Lots more coming. We got trips planned. Jesse and I got trips planned. We're gonna video those. I got plans in my head for more audio. And we got a new patron this month, Chad. We got
awesome.
We got Team Orville out of Missouri. Team Orville said, "Yes, I will help you." Yes, thank you, Team Orville out of Missouri, and all our patrons. I think we're up to 16 patrons, and so we appreciate it very much. Please give anything you can. That is patreon.com, patreon.com/the Geocaching Podcast. Thanks, guys.
Awesome. Well, tonight's show is brought to you by Cachly. Cachly is an advanced geocaching app for iOS. It features powerful online and offline features, including filter searches, offline maps, and offline saving of caches. Cachly has hundreds of advanced features that will make your geocaching experience just that much better. Get more information at cachly.com. That's CACHLY.com. Thank you, Nick, for supporting the show.
Thank you, Nick. And we'd also like to welcome our newest sponsor, Logwork. Logwork is the creators of the fantastic logbook. Hey, Chad, have you ever seen one of these in the wild yet?
Yes, I have. I actually seen them a couple times. I because they got these fancy little logbooks that's kind of like got a rivet through it.
Yeah.
and it was like, I was looking at it, I was like, this is interesting. So yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a logbook designed for the micro containers of the present and future, geared towards the hider who would rather go caching than doing cache maintenance. You can find them at logwork.com. That's LOGWERK.com. Guys, thank you so much for becoming a sponsor of the show. And yes, I have seen these in the wild. Actually, I commented. I made Jesse come over and look at it. I'm like, look how cool this freaking log is.
Yeah.
It reminded me of like I'm in the design industry, and so we have color swatches and stuff like that, and a Pantone book, and that's how they usually come in that kind of like a fan motion, you know.
Yeah, I was thinking of a feeler gauge. If anyone out there knows what a feeler gauge is, kind of similar to that. Used to measure the gap between things, and but I believe it's all right in the rain paper as well.
Oh, is it really? I didn't even realize that. Is it really? Oh, they didn't give us that to read, but that's even better. That's a nice little, and they're pretty cheap too. So again, guys, LOGWERK.com. Logwork. Tell them the GCPC sent you. And one more piece of info, Mark. So not your Mark. Mark, I'm talking about Mark in the UK. Oh, Beep is back.
Oh,
Mark is back podcasting again on Oh Beep, and not just my partner on What's Up Internet. He actually he put out an Oh Beep. I think he's got 2 already in the books. And so if anybody ever listened to Oh Beep, if you didn't, it's been off the air for a couple of years. It's a really good podcast, really funny, from the UK. It's Mark and his son, although I'm not sure if Sam's doing it.
I was going to say, is Sam on there? I hear him occasionally on your guys's What's Up Internet.
Yes. He's a man now. He's got a low voice like you. He's got a man's voice than me. Yeah, so check them out on your podcatchers if you've never heard them before. It's Oh Beep, Geocaching Podcast. It's pretty funny. I think you guys will enjoy it. All right, we are coming this week's episode, Chad. The always and ever controversial FTF. Are you an FTF founder, Chad?
I was for a short period of time, but then kind of like they're really, where I used to live in Houston, outside of Houston, there wasn't a lot of caches publishing. And then where I live here, there aren't a lot of caches publishing. So it's like to get one. I mean, occasionally they publish while I'm at work within a few miles of work. And every time that I ran out after the friggin' things, GB Gary has beaten me by minutes every single time. So it's like, it's not worth it.
Minutes. That's brutal. That's tough.
Minutes. Yes.
Yeah.
It literally takes me 5 minutes to get out of the vehicle, out of the building into my vehicle to get out of work's parking lot. So that's the margin that kills me.
Getting out of the work parking lot is what is the hardest part.
Well, getting out of the office to my car.
Is it one of those where like you got to go through a whole ton of security and then even get out of the parking lot kind of stuff?
Not a ton of security, but when you got over 6,000 employees,
Well, that's a big parking lot. Yeah.
You know, it's a big parking lot.
That's a big parking lot.
Big buildings, big parking lot.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a big campus.
I would say I used to be a hound. I was. I will admit I was a hound at one point years ago. Now, of course, I've got my my streak going of 18 months or what. I haven't got November yet though, but it's early. But so I'm at like 117 months. I think January will be 120 months. That'll be 10 years in January. So
wow.
Yeah. So I used to be a hound, not that much anymore. I usually get my one for the month, and then unless it's somewhere like 5 or 6 miles away, I'm not going to go for it. But anything further than that, I usually. Jesse's always like, "Want to go? Want to go? Want to go?" And I'm like, "Nah, I'd rather sit on the couch." But Jesse, you were a hound. I think I've known you almost your entire caching career. Have you ever been a hound?
Not so much. I mean, I think I'm pretty much in the same, thought process that you are, Scott. If it's within, a few miles, I'll go for it. I don't have a streak going anymore. I realized I had over 3 years of a streak for a while.
Yeah.
And then I went back to school and pretty much didn't cache very much for a year or two. So yeah, no, not really. If there's nothing better to do and we're close enough, we'll go for it.
Oh, okay. Anybody else here a hound? Give us a call, 808-468-7924, 808-GOT-SWAG. Give us a call. Let's talk about your hound-age, for lack of a better term. Chad, an FTF, sir. An FTF acronym. Let's go to the basics for anybody who might be new to geocaching and listen to this show. An acronym written by geocachers in a physical cache logbook or online when logging caches first finds that denote being first to find a new geocache. So you are FTF is the first to find. You are the first person to find it, the first person to log your name in the book.
Cool.
Chad, I got a question for you.
What's that?
Now, we're saying it is actually no. It's the actual is physical cache logbooks or online. Okay, so is Chad an FTF? Is it an FTF when you log? Well, obviously when you write it in the book, but does logging it online count? This is one of the.
I don't count the first person to log it online. I've heard people say that in the past, and I was like, that doesn't make sense to me. It says first to find, not first to electronically log it online.
Okay, well, that's why a lot of people I know do the FTL. Like, I'll see that. Like,
you want to do that? Go for it. If it makes you feel special.
I know it's funny because it's like geocaching doesn't even recognize FTFs. So
right.
my entire 10 years wasted. Thanks, Groundspeak. Thanks, Geocache, for ignoring my my tremendous feat I got going here. Chad, how many you currently have, sir?
I've got 80 plus. I know there's some that I never took credit for. So one of the things that they tend to do around here at events is give out like a little drawing as to who gets to log the event as an FTF. And I just don't log events as an FTF. It's just not my thing.
Like a first thought.
So
actually log an FTF on an event?
Yes. So when they do it, it's like when I win that little drawing, it's like, yeah, I'm not going to log this as an FTF.
Well, that doesn't even make sense because it's not you don't find an event, you attend an event. So it'd be first to
Right. Right. I agree. That's why I don't do it.
I actually FTF. I FTF an Earth cache, and I was wondering, can you FTF an Earth cache?
Of course.
I did. I did it.
Well,
you have to virtual, Scott.
now that one only has an electronic logging. So
I did. I FTF the virtual. Which virtual did I? Oh yeah, I did. You're right. The one in the parking lot. Yes.
The one down the road from us.
Me and my son Toby. Yes, we FTF the virtual. Yes.
one of the new virtuals, or
Yes.
yeah, had to have been because you weren't caching back in what was it, around 2003 that they killed virtuals.
Around there. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. I currently have 508. I just did a check. A wilderness check on my FTX. 508. I didn't even know I crossed the 500 mark. I was surprised by that. I was like, nah, probably around the 400 somewhere. I had no idea. So yeah, that's high. And the claim I'm not a hound is kind of, but I'm really not. I mean, like for the past Jesse, as long as you've known me, have I been a hound going for FTFs? You've known me 6 years.
Yeah, only in certain circumstances. Like if you want to beat a certain person.
All right, I'll give you that. Yeah.
So most of these like streaks, FTF streak, or not a FTF streak, but like a series gets put out, and then you're trying to get your FTF for the month, and you hit that series.
Yeah, I'll keep going. I will do that. I mean, my record is 31 FTFs in one night.
Yeah, but I was wondering if a lot of the count might have been that someone put out 30 cache.
No, I've only done that once. That's even kind of, I mean, I think the next highest is like 3 or 4. I mean, Jesse, can you think?
No,
of any?
I think there was. Yeah, I mean, I think there was one night that you and I got like 12 or 15.
Oh yeah, that's right. That one night, I forgot. Oh my God, we saw the sunrise that day.
Yep.
That night we were out so late. We saw the sunrise. Getting FTFs. I forgot. That was a long time ago. Is what that was. Jesse, how many do you have? What's your count?
I have 161.
Well, that's pretty good. See, that's respectable. How long have you been caching for?
7.5 years.
Yeah, see, that doesn't sound like insane as mine does. Mine just sounds like insane.
Yours does sound insane. It sounds like, yeah, I'm not an FTF hound. Yes. I'm
really not. That's the best part. Yeah, I'm really, really not. All right, Chad. Hey, anybody, I know there's hounds out there. Give us a call, 808-468-7924. I want to hear your best. We're going to be talking about our best FTF stories, guys. I know you guys got some good FTF stories. Let me hear about them. I want to hear your best stories. Or give me in the chat room or give us a call. I want to hear them. 808-GOT-SWAG. Chad.
Yes, sir.
Group FTFs, pro or con to the group FTFs. Another one. There's purists out there, before you give it to me, there's purists out there that will not do it. We have a cacher in my hood. Okay. His name is Geo Gill. One of the greatest guys I ever met. I don't know if Jesse's even met. Have you ever officially met Geo Gill, Jess?
No, he was from before my time.
Geo Gill still alive. Geo Gill was old when I met him 10 years ago. Geo Gill was like in his 70s when I met him. And I met Gil. The first time I met Gil, he was 15 feet up a tree. Beat me to an FTF. He was 15 feet up a tree. I'm like, hey, Gil, sign me in. He's like, nope. And that's how I met Gil. And so Gil's got thousands of FTFs. Thousands.
Wow.
That's all he does. That's all he hunts is FTFs. And he's got to be in his 80s. And he's still alive. I just saw him at an event a little while ago. And so I'm going pre-Jesse here, so I'm going back at least 7 years here. It is New Year's Day. Okay. New Year's Day, 3 caches come out. So they're in the woods right by my house. And so I'm like, I'm going for them. It's a pretty nice day. And so I go out to go get them, and I get 2 out of the 3. I go for the third. Who's there? Gil is there.
Mm-hmm.
Gil's been there for an hour and a half looking for this cache. Okay. And I am not kidding you. No joke. I walked right up to it and said, here it is. And he looked at me and he goes, you got to be kidding me. I'm like, no, right here. Now it was this huge tree. It was I don't know how he didn't see it. He was there for an hour and a half. And so I said, "Oh, we'll split it. Let's split it." He goes, "No, we can't. No, it's yours." I go, "No, you take it then. I don't. You take it. I don't want it." I go, "You've been here for an hour and a half, dude. We've been talking for 30 seconds. How long you've been here? It's all we talked about." And like, go ahead, you take it. You wouldn't take it. I had to take it.
Wow.
Hour and a half. But he's a purist. He does not do the group FTFs. He's not a group FTF guy. He's a purist. One person, only one person finds it. That's it. Chad, what about you? Group FTF, pro or con, sir?
I'm definitely pro group FTF. I have done it many times. I have done it with groups where we've intentionally gone out to go FTF a cache that, got placed 2 weeks earlier and nobody's found it and nobody can find it. And, we find it, 500 feet off. And those are fun to find because you're reading the name of the cache and it's like, well, that could possibly mean this. That's way over here and that kind of thing. But those are fun, literally fun to do. Also stumbling upon other people who are hunting an FTF or them coming in on while I'm hunting for an FTF. Like, yeah, it's like group. It's like when you see each other like group FTF, and yep, okay, let's go.
I am absolutely pro this. I am pro.
Right.
Group group FTF, absolutely. To me, it's the more the merrier. As long as you're here and you're there, you get it. But there are purists out there. I mean, there are. I'm
right.
Sure you know somebody. I'm sure everybody in the gym.
I know someone. I will not speak his name.
that will say, "Oh no, no." So Jesse, pro, come on, pro or con? Let me hear it, Brown.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're pro?
Absolutely. The more the merrier. I've been known to stand there and wait with the cash in my hand for somebody to show up so we can share the FTF together. Absolutely.
Okay.
Now I have literally been placing the cash back when someone walked up after I signed it, and I have said, I already FTF'd it. It was like, I'm sorry. At that point, I'm not giving credit.
This is the next question, Chad. What is the protocol if someone walks up on you? But before we do that, before we go into that, I want you to hold off on that. Before we do that, we've got the chat room here. I got numbers in the chat room here. I've got, let's see. Here we go. We've got the Caching Dead New York has 172 FTF. See, that's pretty good. That's respectable. We've got Gary Neal's got 2. Jason Chepik has got 166. Nothing.
Otherwise, Scott had to do math there to figure out that Gary had 2.
I got my reading glasses on, and my laptop is just far enough away where it's like difficult to read it. It's like that's easier to read than this. So it's I gotta like literally move it closer to me so I can read it. There you go. The joy of getting older, kids. Don't get older, trust me. All right, Chad. In the protocol, if someone walks up to you, this is another very, very hot topic here. The protocol, if someone walks up on you, what do you do? When is it too late?
In my opinion, it's too late when I have the cash in my hand.
In your hand?
In my hand.
Mm-hmm.
Really? You're there.
I'm there. I found it. You weren't here. Tough shit. Sorry.
Oh,
ding, ding, ding.
So they have to be there looking with you?
Yeah. And if someone else, and if I walked up on someone else and they had it in their hand, it's like, nope. It's yours.
If what?
If I walk up on someone else and they had the cash in hand, I said, nope, it's yours. Go ahead and put it back where, I'm going to walk over here. Go ahead and put it back when you're done. And I'll go do my search and do it. It's like,
okay.
It's like, but give me your phone number in case I need to call you.
So for me, my rule, and this has always been my rule, always since the very, very beginning, is I, of course, love to share. I'm all about the sharing of an FTF. I happily share it. But once, wait, what am I? Oh, that's why I'm reading the wrong thing. Once if I'm closing the cache back, that's it. That's when it ends.
Okay.
And even if I'm writing, you're good. But once the log's back in and this has happened before. I had a friend of mine roll up on me, and I'm putting it away. I'm like, dude, I'm putting it away. Like, I've done that. I mean, as much, I love my friends, but like, dude, after you missed it,
Right.
Other than that, you're fair game. You could walk. I could be done signing and getting it ready to put back, and you will stroll up on me. But and once it's back in the container, that's it. It's mine.
Yeah. I mean, there's about 30 seconds difference between our points there.
I know. Yeah. So like, so I got. Oh, see here, I got Carrot Killer in the screening room. Carrot Killer, I know is a hound. I know. He's a hound. Let's bring him in here. Hold on. Oh, I think I just terminated him.
Oh,
No, I did.
Why did you terminate him?
Because it was a bad connection. He's going to call back.
Oh, okay. In the meantime, Jesse Brown,
Yes.
someone walks up to you. What do you do?
As long as I have not replaced the cash, I'm happy to share. Unless you're my frenemy, in which case, no, sorry, it's too late.
But it sounds like you have a lot of people on your bad side, Brown. What's up with that?
No. I would say 99% of the time, I'm happy to share.
Yeah. Oh.
But you know that there are people out there who will not share. And so what my point, I guess those are the people that I would consider my frenemies, because I know that if I walked up on them while they had the cash in their hand, they would not share with me. So I'm not going to share with them.
right. I know some people like that. And, when they used to have the Yellow County Challenge out here, so I did that for 3 years and stuff. Part of it, you got extra points for first to finds and that sort of thing, because it's more like the MOGA, in that it's a competition, and there are certain individuals that would roll up right when you're putting the stuff back, and they want FTF credit. It's like, yeah, no. And also when I rolled up on them, and first I had rolled up on them in the past, and they said no.
Really?
Even when we were searching for it at the same time, and they found it first. It's like they didn't want to give us credit when we were searching together. So it's like, yeah, after that point, it's like, yeah, screw you, buddy.
Yeah, the best is when honestly, the best feeling is when you go for an FTF and you're running late and you walk up and they're still looking. You're like, yes, they're still looking.
Oh, I've done that more than once.
I love that. You're like, cha-ching, I got it. Eventually, someday, once we find it, I got it. All right, so see, I did this out of order. I don't know. Okay, here we go. In the age of cell phones, Chad. We are in the age of cell phones. No longer are we back in 2006, 2007, 2008. We are in the ages of cell phones where you can log in immediately. Now the question is, should you log in immediately? And again, another hot topic with this. Why is everything's a hot topic with FTFs? Somebody has something to complain about with anything when it comes to FTFs. Now here we go. When you've got an FTF, Chad, I'm asking you personally, how fast do you log that bad boy?
As soon as I put the container back. So as soon as I put the container back, I will write a minimum of FTF will write more, and that's usually what I do is just write FTF will write more and hit send to let other cachers know who are chasing FTFs that it's no longer up for grabs. There is one individual, can't think of his caching name, in Houston that used to piss me off because I know damn well he caches with a cell phone, but would not log it until he got home that evening. So there's so many times that I came up and I opened a container, and I'm sitting there refreshing my phone as I'm going along, seeing is anyone FTFs it.
Refresh. Yeah, I'm sure. Absolutely.
And then I open the container, and it's like his name's on the log, and you're like, can you please start logging this with your cell phone? You can go back and write your story later.
Right. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with FTF ML. Is
right.
FTF ML. You'll see that in the note. you know.
Right.
But yeah, to me, I do 99.9% of the time. Usually, it's on the way back to the car. Um, but yeah, I usually log it because I don't usually go into a whole drawn out story about my attempt to get it unless it was something really special. Well, I'll just add to it later. Jesse Brown, your thoughts really quick on the age of cell phones. Should you log immediately? And if so, do you? I think you do. Oh, I think she's talking to people in the call, so we'll get back to her on that. In the meantime, I got somebody in the queue. I got Wheels 00, everybody's favorite here. Wheels 00 in the queue. Let's ask. He's got an opinion on logging from the field. So let's welcome Wheels 00 to the show. Wheels 00, hello, sir. Wheels 00.
What's up, gentlemen?
How are you,
What's
sir?
up? What's up?
How are you?
I am well. Just chilling right now.
So you said I have an opinion on logging from the field. The topic is the ever controversial FTF. Your thoughts?
Oh my lord! Talk about controversial in the Chicago metropolitan area. And I have known to light a fire or two on the topic of social media and sharing the disdain of those who do not log from the field. Yes.
Okay. So your thoughts on logging from the field?
I am absolutely 100% log from the field. A field. You don't have to log a fine, but you should log a field note.
Absolutely.
In the age of cell phones, you have the ability, and people like Geo Gill, who you were talking about earlier, who I think at the longest time, I think he didn't have the capability of doing it, and we understood that.
No, absolutely. That was this is like, and you're talking 10 years ago. You're talking, 8, 9, 10 years ago.
Yeah, if you don't have the ability, then you can't do it. I've been out of data coverage. I've been down in Brazil and got an FTF, and it's like, I couldn't do it. So, but as soon as you could, bam, it's on there.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
exactly right.
like I said, even 10 years ago. I mean, 10 years ago, Gil was legit like 70 years old. Wheels, you agree with me on that? 70 plus 10 years ago.
Did we throw him up into a tree in Dusty Woods one time, try to get one down because nobody else wanted to climb the rickety branch that it was on? So,
oh jeez.
And he was awesome. Gil was like 60 pounds, and he was shorter than me, and that's saying something. That is absolutely saying something.
Right.
And Wheels knows how short.
Oh yeah, no.
Are we hearing about elderly abuse on the show?
Pick him up and hold him up in a tree. There was no question.
He was like a 12-year-old boy. He was like 70 years old. So,
I am 100% purebred log from the field.
And Brett, do you have any idea how many FTFs you have currently?
I'm in the 780 range.
Wow. Okay, I don't feel as bad now. Now I'm not a total jerk. 780, really? You're that high?
I've had a couple. I've had the Wheel 6K Geo Art that was put out there for me. That was 36. I want to say Dina Works and Mike Hosp and Brendan all put caches out as part of that. So I was part of 36 right there. So I've had luck with that. I remember when geocaching was 10 years old, and they had that big, that put out like coins for people that put out caches, and we all got out there. I think I picked up like 12, 14 like that day, and I went to the picnic, and so it was nice clusters. And it's only recently that I've not really been hounding as much on choosing to sit on the couch and not run out to the one at 10:45 at night on a work day.
Oh, I know those. Yes, I've done those many a times. Sure. And what's funny, one of the funny FTFs I remember getting with Wheels. Here's a story for you guys a long time ago. Brett and I usually we don't anymore, but for a while, me and Brett started around the same time. Me and Wheels started roughly around the same time. We're the same class, I guess. The same. We're the class of 2008. And
correct. I started in July.
Right. Yeah. So did I in July. And so we kept together for a long time, and it got to the point where me and Brett started racing a little bit to see who can. There was a 2000, wasn't it? Who can get to 2,000
The race to 2,000.
The race to, yes.
Put out, right?
There is a cache out there called Scott Berkson Wheels 00 Race to 2,000, which is that neither of us could get the FTF on it until 2,000. And so me and Brett, we were racing for a while. Then me and Brett finally got together and said, "This is silly. Why don't we just get it together?" And so we literally, everybody was watching this cache. This has got to be 10 years ago, 9 years ago. Everybody's watching this cache to see and watching our numbers. And what we did is we secretly went out, and I think we got the last couple together, and then we went and signed in on the cache. And we literally signed the exact same time. We signed a log at the exact same time. Yeah. So
we code Cove FTF the race to 2,000 cache. Yep.
Yeah. That was a good one.
Awesome.
And before I let you go, do you have any really good FTF stories to share today?
I was zipping through my logs, my caches, and I was really kind of coming up empty on like really cool stories. Other than I do remember, if you remember the Eldus put out the IZ series. Yes. Which is like that little that animated show, and he had and I was part of the hide. I think I hid like 4 of them, but then there was another, I don't know, 20 other caches out there, all had partial coordinates and stuff like that.
Right.
And we were all over the northwest side of Chicago, FTFing caches in the rain at night. Dina Works and I were out and about just killing it whatever we could. And then we finally, it got to the point where like we weren't sure who was getting what. So we beelined after work and got the FTF. And I like I said, I think it was probably about 20 caches in the series, and we FTF'd like 3/4 of them. So
nice. That's a good night.
And got the final, which is all that mattered.
Right. Oh, absolutely. Sure. That's a good one. Well, thank you, sir. Wheels, always a pleasure to hear from you, sir.
All right, guys.
Always good to hear from you. We'll talk soon. All right. Thank you, sir.
And we got some more numbers here in the chat room. So Jim Stark has 109 FTS. Goblin 2004 has 416.
Goblin 2004. I love that name. That's a great catch.
Yeah.
I love that.
And Caching Dead New York has he's on a 44. I assume that's a he. Maybe it's a she. A 44-month streak.
44 months. There you go.
The Caching Dead. Okay, so that's like the Walking Dead, I assume.
Oh, look, we just woke up. Hi, no pun intended on that one.
I just got that. I'm a big Walking Dead fan.
Oh, what? Shame on you, really?
Yes.
What's wrong with you? Oh, shit. All right, I got
by Rick Grimes,
Carrot Killer, and Lady Black Cat on the phone. Carrot Killer, how you doing, buddy?
Doing good. How are you guys?
I'm doing good. What's up? Are you in the car? You sound like you're in the car.
We are in the car. We just got home from an event. Is that all right?
That's fine with me. I don't care. It's good.
Yeah. I just hope it doesn't sound too bad.
No.
So yeah, my wife and I were both hardcore FTFers, as I've mentioned.
So you are actually you are hounds, is what you are.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. And I know about your recent. Tell us about what you've recently done. Your recent caches that you've gotten out there.
Really, since I called last week, we've only gotten one FTF, and that was yesterday morning. One published, I think it was about 41 miles straight line from our house. And we were going to go get breakfast, and then on the interstate, we decided, screw it, let's just keep going past Austin and go get this FTF. And sure enough, we beat somebody to it by, I don't know, a half hour or so.
Wow. And how far?
Yeah, so that's a nice one. It was also the first of the month, so
yeah,
it's nice to get that out of the way.
Oh yeah, I love
this opportunity arises.
Yeah, when you can get one on the first or second of the month, that's always fantastic. And you're done. Well, I am done. I haven't got mine yet this month, but it's always nice to know you can breathe the sigh of relief for the month. That at least you got it.
Yeah, for 2 weeks.
Right.
So do you get text alerts for this? I know some people get text alerts and stuff.
Oh yeah, we don't get text, we get the emails.
The emails.
When we hear our phone go off, both of us are always, whenever we hear a notification on the phone, it's like, are we about to jump in the car or not?
Yeah, I get Chad. Chad, mine. My ones from home, I get texted to me. My work ones go to my email.
Okay.
That's how I have mine set up. Just cause
Yeah.
One, it's easier to differentiate. It's really aggravating when I'm like 2 miles away, and then I go, oh, from work. Oh, and work's 20 miles away. I'm like, oh, it's 18 miles away. It's not 2 miles.
Right.
So that's how I personally differentiate.
Well, I had them all go to my same email. I've usually been working like I'm 50 miles from where I live, so it'll be like traditional work, traditional home, and you get that in the email, so that helps.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I just have mine sent to the email, and I don't have any audio or vibration alerts on my phone for the email. I don't do that, so otherwise it'll be going off every 30 seconds.
Really that many?
I get a shitload of email.
Is it spam, Chad?
No, most of the a lot of it is social and stuff, and a lot of that I just like select all and hit delete. I kind of like scan through there and see if there's anything interesting and select all and delete. So, but no, hardly any spam at all.
Okay, that's good. And Kara Killer, how many in Lady Black Hat, whichever, I don't know if you guys have the same amount, total FTFs? Are you hound? If you're hound, let me hear your numbers. Impress me with your numbers if you're
I've got 281, and you have?
I've got 340. So that holds up pretty well for us in the state of Georgia. Like when we look on Project GC, we're still ranked there. So that's pretty good. But it's really funny because, you come to Texas and everything is bigger here and the numbers are astronomical. So my goal here for Texas would be just to get, if I could break through to the first page, I'd be happy.
Yeah, on Project GC.
Yeah.
And in Georgia, we were both top 10 in the state for FTFs, and we come to Texas and we're, I don't even know if we're in the top 100.
I think we're in the 50s.
Wow. Wow. I don't even know if I'm in the top 10 in my state. I have no idea. With 500, I mean, Wheels has got 700. We're in the same state. I have no idea if I'm.
Yeah, you got to be up there.
For Texas, it's Texas Rider. He has over 3,500.
Oh God, really? Is he like 70 years old? Is he like one of those guys like
retired? No, he's he's actually about 10 years older than me, and he looks and acts 10 years younger than me.
You're 60, right? Aren't you?
No, I'm same age as you, dude.
You sure?
Well,
I'm sure.
Most everyone we've met here so far, it seems like they've been caching, for a really long time, like since practically the game began. So they've worked up some really big numbers here.
Well, how long have you guys been caching for? Just out of curiosity.
I have been for 5 years. And
I think I'm about 3 years.
Oh, so that's pretty good. 100. You're averaging 100 a year. That's pretty good, right there. Yeah, that's pretty good FTF.
Yeah,
those are them. There's hound numbers, is what that is. That's hound numbers.
So,
I mean, like we said, if we get a notification, we go.
Really? Well, okay. And what is your I know you have insane, absurd distances, and it's silly to ask you this question, but what is your distance where you're like, nah, I'll stay on the couch? What is your
that really depends on the time, but
yeah, well, I mean, we've maxed out our notifications, so it just depends on what we're doing. And the thing that's interesting, like I love the topic tonight because for me, when I first started caching, it was really fascinating to learn more about the game. But then when I learned about this, this FTF thing, that added an entirely different dimension to it. And for me, it's just, another like added sense of adventure. And when I realized the topic of tonight, I was like, well, let me look through like what would be an FTF run that really stands out to me. And I was scrolling through all these, and we were laughing and talking, and it's just like a really cool list of all these fun adventures I had, people I hung out with, and challenges that were really amazing. So when it goes, back to the distance situation, because it's so much fun for us, and depending what's going on. I mean, I'm not sure we really have a limit. I mean, we've gone a couple of 100 miles. I think, Carrot Killer.
We drove 8 hours one day, on a whim. We weren't planning to go. We just saw them and then packed up the car and left. So
yeah, sometimes they'll kind of define or give some structure to our road trip. We'll have maybe state parks or a national park in mind, but also if we know there's some FTF, along the way too, that's a lot of fun to try to knock those out.
Oh, absolutely, sure. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's I did the same, and so did Jesse. Jesse was having a problem. Like I told her, look for some of your favorite caching story or FTF stories, and she's like, I can't. We have too many. There's too many. They're all good.
I know, like so many. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's hard. Like you say, it's one of those things where it's like, it's a whole like you hit it on the head. It's a whole aspect of the game that and it's not like that's not recorded. Like obviously from groundspeaker, from geocaching, but people obviously pay attention to it. A lot of people pay attention to it. I do as well. But there's no way to record that. There's no recording of it. It's not recognized by geocaching in any way.
It is recognized by Project GC though.
Comes in.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do not. Shockingly, I do not do that. I don't put the things around my FTF. I don't do that. So I have to actually use a different program to see how many FTFs I have. It's how I work that. But
so I have the numbers from Project GC, and yeah, you're right, Scott, because Project GC shows that you only have 176 FTFs.
Right.
And you obviously have more than that. And it also shows that I only have 43.
Right.
I clearly have more. I mean, yeah, I know I have more than that. So you're number 31 in Illinois, but because yours are wrong, probably a lot of these other people's are wrong too. If they don't use Project GC, they don't, do the correct notation around it. But for the record, Wheels is number 2 in the state with 784.
Well, what would I be at 508?
You would be right around number 5.
Oh, hey. Ooh, there you go.
Great.
I'll take 5.
I know if you have like a bookmark list of your FTF, you can send that to Project GC and they'll update your record if you're trying to get current.
Oh, really?
But don't you have to have it public? I think you have to have a public FTF bookmark list, right?
Yeah, and then I guess you email whoever over there and they'll fix it eventually.
Okay.
I know a lot of people don't want to have their FTF bookmark list public because there is so much controversy around FTF. No, I mean, I'm being serious. There's so much controversy around it that, there are some people that I know who are like, well, close enough, I'm going to claim it. And it's on their list.
Yeah. Right. It's on their personal
list. It doesn't mean anything. Oh, yeah.
I just got a text from Brett that says, number 2, woohoo.
Number
That's Wheels 00.
I did too.
So he obviously had no idea either on what his number was. Guys, it's always good to hear from you guys. Demshars, thank you so much for calling in. But let's move along. Good to hear from you guys. I know you guys are definitely hounds. So I figured you guys would call in. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. I figured you guys would call in because I know you guys are hounds. So I figured they would call in.
Yep.
So good to hear from them. Next up, one more. We got Cody Dog 00. Cody. Hi, Cody.
Hello,
sir.
How's it going?
How are you?
I'm doing well. I was just celebrating Diwali. I have a coworker who goes to the temple, and she invited us.
Of course you did.
I'm just getting out of Diwali. So we saw fireworks, we saw their temple, and it was an interesting show.
Did you actually did you dress in the full Diwali garb?
I mean, I dressed what I would wear to church, but not in traditional Indian clothes. No.
All right.
Okay. Did you sing?
I should have known it was Diwali with the I don't want to call them tattoos, but the artwork on the ladies' hands at work today.
Henna tattoo.
Henna, yeah.
Yeah, no one had. I didn't see anyone that had that. No.
So Cody Dog 00.
Hello.
I've known Cody. How long have we been friends for? How many years?
June 2011.
June 2011. So it's been 7 years.
Yeah.
Has it been glorious years?
And, there were some in there that were more better than others.
All right. And for the record, where did we meet?
At an FTF.
At an FTF. I met the Cody dog at an FTF.
Yeah. So, I technically got there first. And then I didn't. So it was up a tree and I didn't see it. And I wasn't going to climb if I didn't see it.
Right.
So then I left and then I was like, wait a minute, someone else has to be coming to us. And I was pretty fresh in the game. I started in that January.
Right. Yeah.
You
were brand
June,
new.
I was a hound at that point. And I was like, someone's got to be coming. I want help. I want to get this FTF.
Uh-huh.
And lo and behold, I left for like 5 minutes and I came back and I saw that someone was there. So I rolled up and it happened to be Scott.
It was me. And we got that FTF.
We did. You made me climb for it.
I did. I made you climb for it. But you're the younger one. Of course I made you climb for it. It was a nasty.
Yeah, but you had the steps still, so it helped a little bit.
And how many FTFs do you currently have? Do you know?
Ever since June 2011. So I don't know what the number is. Whatever that is. I need one for November now. But
you found one since June 2011. You have not missed a month.
I have not. No.
No, but how many have you got? Do you only get one a month? That's it? Or have you gotten more than one?
No, there's probably a few months where I got a few more. But recently, it's only been once a month. So it's probably on the lower side.
Project GC currently has 185 for Cody Dog. That's wrong.
Is it more than 185, Aaron?
Yeah, probably. So Jesse was talking about the controversy. So I keep mine private because it comes down to who gets FTF, and there was talk whether if a cache is for someone, if it's an honorary, is there only one FTF? And I found out that when I found a cache in which I thought I was FTF post publication, I tried to claim it. And the cache owner was unhappy about that.
I remember.
They were extremely unhappy about it. But the interesting thing is the honorary person said that I could log it as FTF. So I kept it, but at that point I made it private instead of public.
I didn't even think of this. Yes. So here in Chicago, I don't know if they do it everywhere, but here in Chicago, we've got when somebody hits 1,000 or 2,000, you put out a cache for them and you let them be the FTF, the air quote honorary FTF. And then there's a secondary, a post publication FTF.
Right.
Chad, do you guys do that?
Well, I know we did it in Houston. Someone joining the comma club is what we called it there, and someone put out a cache for them in honor of them, and they're supposed to get their butt out there and find it first, but it doesn't always happen. But yeah, you always make sure that they get an FTF for it.
Right. And hey, Cody, give me your best FTF story you got.
The best FTF story?
Yep, best FTF story.
I mean, obviously meeting you. So.
Oh, thanks.
That was a good one, right?
It was my favorite personally, yes. Because Lord knows our paths never would have crossed if we didn't meet at that FTF.
I mean, realistically, like, what's more memorable? I still hang out with you, so I would say that's probably the most memorable one.
That's about
honestly.
How many have we gotten together? We've gotten probably hundreds together.
Oh,
haven't we?
Yeah, a lot. Well, but then I had to pick up on my own when you moved, but now you're back in my territory, so you're cramping my style.
Right? Yes. And what is, Aaron? Here's the question. Next question for us, Chad. The best prize you've ever gotten in an FTF.
Your
best FTF prize, Aaron. Go. Best FTF prize. Wait, hold on. Before you do that, Chat, I want to hey, chat room, I want to hear yours too. Give me it up. Your best FTF prize you've ever gotten, because mine's pretty good. So let's see if you can beat me. Go ahead, Aaron.
Well, I believe when the Ferret Bandits were around, they used to put a lot of really good swag, but probably the best swag I got was an untrackable geocoin. That's probably the best one, and it says FTF on it.
Right.
That's probably the best one. Let's see if spend some money on that.
Oh, sure. Yes.
But I've also seen money in a cache for FTF as well. I can't remember the value now, and or like gift cards. Sometimes people will toss in.
Right. Yes. But have you gotten that ever? Have you gotten a gift card?
Yeah, I've gotten a coin.
A coin. Because my best prize, I have two. One, I got a digital camera. I've actually, yeah, I actually got a digital camera in one. And get this, it was in the woods, no less, too. It was in the wood. Yeah. And the second one I got, another good one, I got movie tickets. I got two free movie tickets, like movie passes. Thought that was kind of nice. I'm like, oh, movie tickets. Yeah.
That is really nice. Yeah, people don't do that much anymore.
No, you don't see
people
that.
are mostly on micros now.
Yeah, I've known people that have gotten GPSs and other things in there. I've never gotten anything quite that good. I've had a unactivated one FTF that I went for had an unactivated geocoin, a $2 bill, but the best thing about it was the pride of beating Texas Rider by 2 minutes to the FTF. It's like I had signed it, put it back, and was leaving the cache, and here comes Texas Rider. It was like, yeah, there's a $2 bill in there for you. It's like I took the unactivated geocoin, left the $2 bill, and my signature.
Jesse Brown,
has anyone else? Sorry, has anyone else gotten an activated coin as a prize?
Oh, wait, hold on, Jesse Brown.
That was the best thing I ever found was an activated coin. I was so excited. I opened it up and I'm like, oh, an FTF coin. And I got home and I went to log it and activate it. Nope, it was already activated.
Already?
Yeah.
Who puts an activated coin into it for a?
Well, it was.
Was it really a prize or was it just a coin that?
Right.
Was it a real FTF prize or was it just like in the cache?
Yeah, it was the FTF price because it said in the description there's a coin for the FTF.
That's just bad cash placement.
Yeah, I got a text from Wheels who says he got four Chicago Wolves tickets. Those were his best.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Yeah, Chicago Wolves guys is the it's like the hockey, but it's not like the Chicago minor leagues. Thank you. It's like a minor league hockey team here, the Chicago Wolves. That's pretty nice. Yeah, 4 free tickets to Wolves game. That's kind of nice.
Yeah. There are people go to the St. Louis Blues and the Ice Hawks go to the Blackhawks.
Right. That's right. All right, Aaron. Good job, buddy. Thank you so much for calling in. We appreciate it. Always good.
All right, you guys have a good night.
We'll talk to you soon, man. Thank you.
Bye.
So, Chad.
Mm-hmm.
Anything in the chat room? Do people tell their best things they've gotten in the chat room?
I should have been reading your chat room. I do recall that Jason Chapek had said that he's on a 56-month FTF streak. Let's see if anybody's had some best FTF prizes. It looks like Jason Chapek also had 5 unactivated trackables, 3 coins, and 2 tags.
Oh, that's got you beat, Jess. They're on that.
Wow.
Those are activated too.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Oh,
and the Caching Dead New York has had an unactivated geocoin, a $5 bill, and a $2 bill.
All right, Taz.
Yes, sir.
Give me the best to finish off this. What I think is a really good conversation we had here with callers and between us. Apparently, people like this FTF, man. It's a hot topic here. Your best FTF story, Chad. Give me your
best FTF story. You know, I was going to say about the FTF of a cache in Brazil, but you know, after thinking about this, I'm going to go to the third cache that I FTF'd. It was the first puzzle, and it was the first time that I met another geocacher in the field.
At an FTF.
At an FTF. And so I'm actually with my son because I'm playing hooky from work. My son because my son had a I'm not sure what it was, a Veterans Day or something like that. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, we go out to get the FTF on this. And it's actually in a new built neighborhood, and they got the green spray down grass, or the grass seed with the fertilizer in it. I'm tramping across it, coming back from the cache, and there's this huge guy. I mean, he's like 6'6" and pretty big guy overall, and he's like yelling, and I couldn't understand what he was saying, but I thought it was like the foreman. About ready to chew my ass off. It's like, what the hell are you doing out here, kind of thing. And it got close, and I was like, did you find it yet? And I was like, yeah. So I introduced myself, and actually became a pretty good friend, and one of those cachers that I've traveled to Seattle with the cache. I've traveled to Florida with the cache. So, Criffrey is his caching name. So great guy.
That's pretty nice, man. That's pretty good. I've obviously 500. I have a lot. One of my favorite stories. I think I've told this story on the show before. Getting a drunk test from a cop because he thought I was looking for drugs, and he gave me a drunk test. But my favorite story comes from 2010. From like August of 2010, there was my hometown, Northbrook. There was a cache put by a child, by a 14-year-old kid. He put a cache in the storm drains of Northbrook, deep in the storm drains, and a group of us, I think, got 7 or 8 of us, went going for it. First of all, we had scouts trying to figure out where we can get in, to actually get into these drains. Because this kid obviously got in somehow, and judging by where it was, I mean, it was literally it was on a street corner in the middle of the street. So, it was under the street. And sure enough, doing some research, there is storm drains under the street. And so we did an expedition, and about 7 or 8 of us on a warm August night in 2010. And we walked, got 2/3 of a mile into the storm drains in Northbrook.
Wow.
The interesting thing is we didn't know. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We were way far away to get in, and we didn't know what to do on how to know when we were there. You know what I mean? When we were there. So what we did is we took an old Beavis and Butthead sound talker thing, and all it was Beavis and Butthead laughing, and we left that on repeat, and we slung it down the down the drain.
Right.
So we knew when we hear Beavis and Butthead, we're close. Start looking. Start looking. So we were in water up to past our knees, past our knees, a better part of the time, and we finally get there. And of course, when we get to within 500 feet or 400 feet of it, we see the opening where we should have gone in.
Of course you did.
So we're the only ones who went 2/3 of a mile. Everybody else went 400 feet, So we did that. And then the best thing I ever heard was somebody going, got it. After that huge, sweat was pouring. I'm a sweater already. And I was in the middle of August in the storm sewers of Northbrook, of the suburb in Chicago. And sweat was pouring off me, as Jesse can only imagine.
Oh, jeez. I couldn't imagine a sewer crawl that long.
Well, no. Here's the really cool part about that is that we were standing up through most of it. 2/3 was standing up, like upright, literally.
Okay.
Last couple hundred feet was just crouching down, like a crouch, not even like.
Okay, so not that bad.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
No, it was a pretty. I was shocked how big these storm drains were. Like in Northbrook. But yeah, that's probably the greatest story I have, and that's something that's gone into Chicago lore for the cache was called Tunneling. It's a very famous cache. It's since been archived, shockingly, because somebody ratted out the kid and said, hey, should these people be in the storm drains? And somebody who couldn't find the cache, and Northbrook's like, no, they shouldn't. And so that quickly. Yeah, somebody got to ruin it for everybody.
Exactly.
It was a 5.5 too. It was my first 5.5 FTF. That was my first. But yeah, that's my ultimate favorite story of FTFs. And before we go, Jesse Brown.
Yeah.
What is your favorite story, my love?
Well, I have 2 quick ones. One, and you were actually at both. Imagine that. One was actually a Where I Go, a Goonies themed Where I Go.
Yes.
It was really well done. We had a big group of us, maybe 5 or 6. And, we all had our phones and our GPSs going with the cartridge, and it's going through this big park, and it's dark out. It was late at night, maybe like 10 or 11 at night. And it took us a good, I don't know, probably close to an hour to get through the cartridge and finally get where the final location is. And it was a really fun, great, Where I Go that takes you have to solve all the same puzzles as they did in the Goonies. It was really, really cool.
Yeah, you had to bring,
and then we finally got the
you had to bring a key, and you had to bring like the key. Remember, like the key and all that, and all. Yeah, you had that like.
Right, we had to line up the rocks.
Right, all that stuff. Yeah, all the Goonie stuff they had.
Yeah,
awesome.
It was really cool. Yeah, and then we finally got. Oh, Alexa was talking to me. We finally got the cords, and it turned out it was on what was not normally an island, but apparently there had been quite a bit of rain, and it turned into an island.
Yes.
And so, of course, we have to go for it. We're like less than a tenth of a mile, and so we walked out through water up past our knees to go out and find the ammo cans strung up to a tree.
Yeah, the ammo cans hanging in a tree, man.
Yep.
I think Wheels was there. Wheels is in the chat room right now saying what
waiting to the island for the final.
He was there with us. Yeah. Yeah, that was a good night. That was a fun night.
So
that was a really good one.
Yeah, that was one, and then the other one, another group FTF. Those are always fun, It's so much fun going out with a big group of people. And this other one was a cache called Sugar Water, and there were probably at least 10 of us in this big group, and it was in the winter. And so we walked out probably a good half an hour out into the forest preserve to go find this cache that was tied up on a little scrawny tree that had been in the frozen lake. But it was like March, and so it had started to melt, but there were big chunks of ice crystal in the water. So we get close to it and realize, oh my gosh, it's water.
It's water.
So a couple of the guys brought waders. So 2 of the guys put on their waders, like the high waders,
like the ones up to your chest.
To your waist.
Yeah.
And they start heading out to the cache, and it's deeper than they thought. And so the water went up over the waders, and they come back, and they are soaking wet with this ice water. These, I can't even describe the ice crystals. It was like, they were crystals. It was really cool. This clear water. But we got the FTF, and it was a good time. It was a lot of fun.
One of those days, man. Just another day.
Instead of keeping the ice water out, it's holding the ice water in.
and then they had to walk a half an hour back to the cars.
Oh, jeez.
Just brutal, man. Yeah. Well, thank you, Jesse Brown. And it is 9:30, so thank you, Chad. It is time to close the show.
All right.
We appreciate it so much for you listening and or watching, and all your phone calls. We appreciate it very much. The FTF, guys, always fun. It's very dear to my heart. I have a couple more months to go for 10 years every month. So here's to it. The FTF. I love them. Please join us again next week as we take your calls live every Wednesday night at 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central, right here at geocachingpodcast.com/live. The archived video versions of our podcast are available on our website or on our YouTube channel, and the audio versions are available on most of your favorite podcatchers. If you like the show, please head on over to Apple iTunes and rate, review, and subscribe. We'd really appreciate it, and it really helps the show when you do. Be sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter for updates on upcoming shows and general caching information. And hey, if you haven't already, please consider becoming a patron of our show. With tiers starting as low as 3 bones, you will get a ton of additional information, extra videos, extra audio, only available to our patron members. Please head on over to patreon.com today and subscribe. That is patreon.com/the Geocaching Podcast. It really does help the show. We really, really do need it. So, guys, we appreciate it. To all our patrons who already are subscribing, thank you so, so much. And, hey, that's all we got this week. So we'll see you guys next week talking geocaching, taking your phone calls. In the meantime, be good, Be safe. Hug your loved ones. And we will talk to you guys next week. All right, we're clear. All right, everybody watching, thank you so much, guys. Chat room was awesome tonight. Thanks, guys, for your lovely and the info on the FTS. People love talking about the FTS, man. I got a ton of stories about it, man. Let me stop this real quick here. Hold on a second. Let me stop the room. And show. Here we go. Say goodbye, honey.
We are
Bye,
sorry, but
bye,
the show
honey.
has ended. Goodbye.
All right, guys, thank you so much. We will talk to you guys next week. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Become patrons if you're not patrons. Shame on you. Come on. We need the money. We love you guys. We'll see you next week.